a legacy under siege. USAID's mission and its adversaries. The United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, has long stood as a beacon of hope for millions around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy, USAID's mission is to provide vital humanitarian assistance and development aid to countries in need. From disaster relief to poverty reduction, health initiatives to promoting democracy, USAID has played a pivotal role in shaping a more just and equitable world. However, in recent years, this legacy has come under intense scrutiny. Allegations of corruption and mismanagement have cast a shadow over the agency's work. Critics argue that USAID is plagued by inefficiencies and a lack of accountability. They point to instances where aid money has been misappropriated or used ineffectively. Some even allege that USAID funds have fallen into the wrong hands, fueling corruption and instability. The rise of nationalist sentiment and a focus on domestic priorities have eroded public support for foreign aid. Shadows of doubt. Allegations and investigations within USAID. The allegations of corruption within USAID are not new. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of fraud, waste, and abuse within the agency. One recurring issue is the awarding of contracts to companies with political connections. Critics argue that this practice undermines transparency and accountability. In some cases, contracts have been given to companies with little or no experience in development work. USAID has been criticized for failing to adequately track how its funds are being spent and whether they are achieving the desired results. The agency has also faced allegations of complicity in human rights abuses. Critics argue that safeguards to prevent this are often inadequate or poorly enforced. The dismantling begins. The Trump administration's assault on USAID. The Trump administration's approach to foreign aid was marked by deep skepticism and a desire to drastically reduce America's global footprint. President Trump repeatedly referred to USAID and other aid agencies as wasteful and questioned the value of foreign assistance. One of the most dramatic moves was the administration's attempt to dismantle USAID altogether. President Trump proposed merging USAID into the State Department, a move that critics argued would undermine the agency's independence and effectiveness. This proposal was met with fierce resistance from both Democrats and Republicans in Congress. Despite the failure to fully dismantle USAID, the Trump administration took numerous steps to weaken the agency. Funding for USAID was repeatedly targeted for cuts, although Congress often restored some of these proposed reductions. The administration also imposed hiring freezes and other restrictions that hampered USAID's ability to operate effectively. There was a clear shift away from traditional development assistance towards programs that directly benefited U.S. interests. This move raised concerns that the administration was politicizing USAID and undermining its humanitarian mission. Section 4. Key players in the crisis, individuals shaping USAID's fate. The battle over USAID's fate involved a cast of key players, each with their own motivations and agendas. Some individuals fought to protect USAID's legacy, while others sought to diminish its influence or redirect its resources. One central figure was Mark Green, who served as USAID administrator during the Trump administration. Green, a former Republican congressman and ambassador, was tasked with implementing the administration's vision for foreign aid. Another key player was Mick Mulvaney, who served as Trump's acting chief of staff and director of the Office of Management and Budget. Mulvaney was a vocal critic of foreign aid and played a central role in the administration's efforts to cut USAID's budget. On Capitol Hill, Senator Lindsey Graham emerged as a staunch defender of USAID. Graham, a Republican from South Carolina, broke with many in his party to support robust funding for foreign aid. He argued that USAID played a vital role in advancing U.S. interests abroad and promoting global stability. Section 5. A beacon of hope threatened, USAID's impact on global development. USAID has played a pivotal role in advancing global development for over 6 decades. Its programs have touched the lives of millions around the world, providing vital assistance in times of crisis and supporting long-term efforts to combat poverty, disease, and hunger. One of USAID's most significant contributions has been in the field of global health. The agency has been a leading force in the fight against HIV, AIDS, malaria, tuberculosis, and other infectious diseases. USAID-funded programs have provided life-saving treatment to millions and helped to strengthen health systems in developing countries. Beyond health, USAID has played a crucial role in promoting economic growth and opportunity in developing countries. The agency has supported programs to improve agricultural productivity, expand access to education and job training, and promote entrepreneurship. These efforts have helped to lift millions out of poverty and create pathways to a better future. Section 6. The Global Fight for Transparency. USAID's support of investigative journalism. While USAID's work in traditional development areas like health, education, and economic growth is widely recognized, its crucial support for global investigative journalism is often overlooked. This vital funding, channeled through various initiatives, has empowered journalists worldwide to expose corruption, human rights abuses, and environmental crimes. By supporting a free and independent press, USAID indirectly strengthens democratic values and accountability globally. Investigative journalism, often resource-intensive and fraught with risks, relies heavily on external funding to sustain its operations. USAID's grants have been instrumental in enabling newsrooms, particularly in developing countries, to undertake complex investigations that hold powerful actors accountable. These investigations have uncovered corruption scandals, exposed environmental destruction, and brought to light human rights violations that might have otherwise remained hidden. By shedding light on wrongdoing and holding perpetrators accountable, these investigations contribute to a culture of transparency and rule of law. They empower citizens with information, enabling them to demand better governance and hold their leaders accountable. In countries where press freedom is under threat, USAID's support provides a lifeline to independent journalists, enabling them to continue their vital work despite the risks. Section 7. The Uncertain Future of USAID, a Legacy in Jeopardy. As USAID navigates a complex and ever-changing global landscape, its future remains uncertain. The agency faces a confluence of challenges, both internal and external, that threaten its ability to fulfill its mission effectively. One pressing challenge is the ongoing threat of corruption and mismanagement within the agency. Despite efforts to strengthen internal controls and improve transparency, allegations of wrongdoing persist. Addressing these issues head-on and demonstrating a commitment to accountability will be crucial for restoring public trust. Another challenge is the evolving nature of development assistance itself. The traditional model of foreign aid, characterized by top-down, donor-driven initiatives, is increasingly being questioned. There is a growing recognition of the need for more participatory approaches that empower local communities and build local capacity.